Can we get more waters in here?
What happens at that table of food?
KSI, why turn pro? Why not just stay amateur? I mean, the pro's dangerous. Small glove.
Boring, man. Come on, look at my life. I'm not a boring man. I always like pushing the boundaries, and this is one of them. So
if you win, who do you want to fight? Joshua, Ruiz?
No, we gotta wait for that.
Rule it out.
I've got a few people that I've got in mind, but again, I want to wait till I mention that. I don't want to give anything.
It's a rematch, of course. What's
Yes.
the difference? What would be different than the first fight?
Well, obviously now I know how he fights. We now know what to work on, and we pretty much are dissecting him to make sure that we get the W. So.
How hard does he hit?
Yeah, not that hard. No. I mean, you saw me come back. I think I wasn't there like trembling at any of his shots. I just came back. He just hit me. He tagged me, and then I'm just like, I just come back with it. I could get hit. I've been hit hard, and I still come forward. I've been sparring twice a week and just going ham, and I've been fighting some big guys and still remain standing. So yeah.
You won't be using headgear for this one. You'll be using a lot smaller gloves. How do you think that's going to affect you?
Well, obviously, shots will be harder, but that means my shots will be harder. I'll be able to be faster with my hand speed, and I feel like I never liked helmets or the head guards. I just felt like I wasn't able to use my head movement as much.
Have you ever done any sparring without headgear?
Yeah, of course. Oh, come on, man. Of course. And I think it's just so much better. It's like with my head movement, I've got really good. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I've got really good head movement. So yeah, like slipping and ducking and dodging all those shots, it's just a pile of piss. Whereas with helmets or the head guards, it's just a bit more annoying. And shots that you would slip without a helmet, you just get caught with it. So
is that what made you want to turn pro? That way you can fight without the headgear and use the smaller gloves?
I mean, I just turned pro so I could fuck Logan up. Like, that was just my main thing. I wanted him to get knocked down. With the last fight, I wanted no head guards, and they didn't agree to it. Like, in England, it's a bit more lenient with what we want to do, and I was just there like, fuck the head guards, let's just go. And yeah, he wasn't down. I think they were talking about the CE, it being like certified or some shit. I don't know, it's just a long back and forth. So we just had to wear these huge ass head guards, which is even bigger than the Joe Weller fight. So that was a bit annoying, but.
Who's some of your favorite fighters? Who do you like?
Sorry?
What boxers do you enjoy watching?
Lomachenko. I do love Lomachenko. Tank. Badu Jack, yeah, obviously Badu Jack. Sorry?
Tank, Gervonta?
Tank as well, yeah. I think those are the main ones for me, really. Like, obviously, I love watching all boxers anyway, like watching all their styles and techniques. But yeah, I think tactically, Usyk as well is another one. Yeah, I don't know. For me, like footwork and all the technicality.
Can I ask Eddie to have some of his fighters come work with you for this fight?
Yeah, they all want to. We've got the Americans probably work with Logan, and they've got the Brit guys who want to work with KSI. So obviously AJ, they're pretty close. They know each other very well.
Yeah.
Just did a shoot with each other the other day. So I'm sure both their fights are on DAZN. So I'm sure they're going to be in camp at some point. But it's Britain versus America. Mm-hmm. Britain versus America. They had one in the UK, now this one in the US.
Are you looking at a boxing career, and if so, are you going to sign with Eddie and Matchroom and be a Sky Sports fighter?
I mean, that's a discussion we'll have to make after the fight. Yeah.
Let's get this one out of the way.
Yeah.
So you said earlier that you were dissecting Logan's strengths and weaknesses. Can you say what those are?
I'll mention one. Just with his stance, just how he moves with his stance. That's all I'll say for that. But his stance is probably not the best with how I'm going to fight him. So.
A month after your fight, December 7th, Saudi Arabia, Joshua Ruiz 2, what do you think?
Who I think is winning now? Oh, AJ.
Why?
Yeah, because he's probably going to fight Ruiz like he fought Parker. It was just like a lot more smarter, I feel like. I felt like he had everything right with what he was doing with Annie Ruiz. when he knocked him down, I think he got a bit too excited and then started scrapping with him. And that's Andy Ruiz's game plan. That's what he loves doing. And then he just got caught. And and then I think he got concussed because of it. And then, the rest is history. But I think with this fight, AJ is definitely gonna put his head down and know he's gonna win that easily. So I think AJ, hands down.
Now you have 20 million followers. How did they respond
Yeah.
when you told them you're gonna fight professional boxing, no headgear, small gloves?
Well, I mean, everyone was just like, from excited to confused to what the fuck. Like, it was just a huge range of like emotions. But I think most of it is excitement, just an intrigue, just to see what happens. I think a lot of people just, like with me, a lot of people are always intrigued to see what I do. I'm always doing something new, I'm always doing something different, I'm always pushing the envelope, doing stuff outside of the box. So, this is just another one of those things. Yeah.
What do you have to say to the people that maybe find this to be more of a circus fight and not really a legitimate fight? And on top of that, a lot of potential champions are going to be on the undercard. I know some fans don't find that to be respectful, let's just use that word.
Well, I mean, see how I train, see what I do, see just see how I'm training. I'm always training, I'm always putting in the effort, I'm always putting in the work. It's not like obviously with this fight, I could just been like, okay, I'm just gonna take my money and do fuck all. But that's not me. I'm there like with everything I do. With everything I do, I always put hard work, 110%. So, I mean, that's the main thing for me. I'm always just making sure I'm pushing the boundaries and making sure everyone knows that I'm taking this seriously. Because with every fight that I've done, I've taken seriously. With the Joe Weller fight, I took it seriously. I don't know if you saw Can't Lose, but you saw how I trained there relentlessly, got in shape. Same with the Logan fight, worked hard relentlessly. And with this next fight, I'm going to Vegas, training with a big team, Larry, Jeff Mayweather. It's like I've got a stacked team, and legit, we're gonna make sure I get that W. So, yeah.
What do you think of him? He might have someone like a Shannon Briggs in camp.
Sorry?
He might have a Shannon Briggs in camp.
Oh, come on, man.
Talk to me.
Was he just gonna shout, "Let's go, Chap"? To him? Let's go, Chap. Let's go, Chap. That's all you need, man. Let's go, Chap. Nah, man, come on. I ain't about that. That's a waste of time. Cool. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. He's a incredible boxer, but I don't know. Coaching wise, I don't know. But
When you first got on YouTube, did you ever dream you'll be a professional boxer?
I mean, when I wanted to be a YouTuber, I didn't think I'd want to do any of the things I wanted to do. Like, I thought I was going to be a guy who works in computer science in uni, and then I just did the YouTube thing with the whole gaming stuff and worked on with that, and then went to the music, boxing, etc. Like acting. Like I don't really know what I want to do, but then when I put my mind to it, I do it to the best of my abilities. So.
How did you first get the idea to become a boxer?
I started with Joe Weller. He called me out. He called me out in a boxing match, and obviously I didn't know how to fight, but he was just adamant that he'd be able to beat me. So I was just like, all right, whatever. We had a press conference, it got heated, and then we had a fight. And I trained hard, worked my ass off every single day, just putting in the work. And worked with Vidal Riley, Leon, Dida, Hash, etc. And we just got the W. And then I called out Logan Paul, had that fight, etc. And now we're here.
So you didn't have the idea. Oh, sorry. Just you didn't it didn't cross your mind before Joe Weller called you out.
No. I mean, I might have done a few things here and there, but it wasn't serious. I didn't really understand the whole boxing. I thought it was just who can punch the hardest and who can punch the fastest. That's literally it. That was my view of boxing. And then I got interested, I got involved, and I started to properly understand and respect the sport. And I felt like that's important for me, especially in this rematch. So.
Eddie, after that first fight he had, can you explain kind of your evolution from maybe not being on board the first time to waking up, seeing the numbers they did, and how?
I had a show the same night. So someone talked to me about the first one, and I just laughed. And I said, I said, like, I'm a hardcore boxing fan. No way. I said, where are they doing the fight? They said, Manchester Arena. I just laughed. I said, that's the biggest arena in the UK. I said, these guys are going to look like idiots. I said, who's broadcasting? It says on pay-per-view. I couldn't. I was like rolling around on the floor. And then about a week later, they said, oh, it's sold out, Manchester Arena. And they did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. And the fight was good. That was the worst thing about it. You know, I'm sitting there hoping that it was terrible, and it was really good. So from there, you know, you start understanding the way that young people are digesting content. We're understanding that our sport is still an ageing sport because a hardcore fan base is getting older every day, and we have to bring a younger fan base into the sport. So for me, it was about, you know, the turning pro thing and the head guards and stuff like that. It wasn't just for the excitement. It was more about respecting the code and people understanding that they're putting themselves through what everybody else is putting themselves through every day as a pro fighter. That's why he said, watch him train. This isn't a guy, you know, this isn't two guys going, oh yeah, we'll just turn up and like, we'll make a few million and we'll just have a scrap. They're training to win. They're both in great shape last time. They'll both be in great shape this time. The difference this time is someone will get knocked out. I guarantee it. Because they will get tired as the rounds go on. They will get hit a lot. They'll be taking chances. But this time, the shots will be landing cleaner. They'll be having a bigger effect. And I think they'll be fitter and they'll be stronger and they'll know more about the fight game this time. You know, fighters always say, oh, you know, you can't respect the sport until you've stepped through the ropes. They've done it. Whether they come from YouTube or whatever they do, they've gone into an arena in front of 20,000 people in a huge global audience and had a fight, a prize fight. This time they do it in a raw environment, you know, almost like unwrapped and uncaged. And I can't wait, you know, I'm excited. I mean, we've had a huge response, positive, negative. I've had the boxing fans saying, oh, why are you putting World Championship boxing on the card? They shouldn't go on that undercard. Then I'm having YouTube fans saying to me, why are you only having one YouTube fight? You know, this guy. Then I've got Logan Paul's brother coming on saying, you've got to put me on the card. I mean, yeah. So I'm like, I can't win either way.
Man.
But what I do know is everybody's talking about it, which is great. You know, we did like, I know, nearly 5,000 on the pre-sale. And we don't sell 5,000 in the States for a show over 8 weeks. So, you know, we almost certain we're going to have 20,000 at the Staples Center for this fight. It's going to be wild.
How did the fighters like Billy Joe Saunders react to?
Brilliant, because like Devin Haney's a good example. He wanted to go on this show. You know, he boxed last night at Madison Square Garden. He's a genius. He's 20 years old. He's 23-0. He's probably the next Floyd Mayweather. He's like, oh, if I can go on that card, if I could just get 1% of that audience, that's massive for me. And Haney's the kind of guy, like, these guys are smart people. They know their audience. They know that if someone like Devin Haney comes out, young, vibrant, full of energy, a cool guy, and fights like that, his fans are likely to go, do you know what, I like Devin Haney. This is a dangerous sport. Dangerous sport. Respect the sport and understand the dangers before you step in the ropes. And these guys know this is for real. It's not a gimmick. So this is a real fight and it's dangerous. And you know, they need to train hard and be physically ready because they both, you know, don't particularly like each other. So and even they're very competitive people. So they're desperate to win this fight and win it in a spectacular fashion.
KSI, you have someone for Logan Paul's brother to be on the undercard, someone on the team.
Yeah, Gibb, Anison Gibb. That's who you should fight, 100%. You shouldn't fight anyone else. I don't know why he wants to fight Soulja Boy. I don't know why he wants to fight Fousey Tube. Like, none of that. I want to see him fight Anison Gibb. So that's all I gotta say.
Why do you have beef with Logan?
I just don't like him, man.
Why? He's cool.
I mean, how's what? Oh, him filming the dead guy's cool. Is that cool for you?
No.
Well then, you know, him using his dog's death for views. Is that cool? You know, him tasing rats and all that. And him just he's just a dickhead. Same with his bro, they're just cunts. I don't like them as people. Like, people are saying like, we'll be friends after. I ain't being friends with him. I mean, same with Joe Weller. I didn't like him. You ain't seen me hang out with him. Yeah, we'll take a pic. I mean, he asked me for a pic. But besides that, that's as far as it goes. So, yeah, that's all I said for that.
Tell us about your Vegas camp and why you chose to hold it there.
Well, I mean, I'm with the best team, man. Like, who else would I want to go with? I mean, it's got me in, I know you've got me in good hands. Larry is going to make me work. Jeff is a genius in the game, but he knows his stuff, man. And yeah, obviously we got Leon, who's going to push me as well. Vidal, obviously he's going to be a world champion soon, and you know he's pushing me as well. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm just so excited. If anything, I'm excited to just go to Vegas and have no distractions. I think that was one of the problems with the last fight. There was just a lot of distractions because it was such a big event. I think now being in Vegas, literally being close off from the outside world and just thinking boxing, living, breathing boxing, I think that's just going to push me to another level.
That about Vegas, no distractions.
Well, I mean, I'm not drinking. I mean, I haven't been drinking for months. Yeah, I'm so focused, man. I ain't losing it. For me to win, there's so much benefit. There's so much that can lead from this. So for me to just lose opportunity now, man. I'm not a guy that likes to lose opportunity, so I'm gonna take this wholeheartedly.
You got any sparring partners in mind or been talking to?
I mean, I've been sparring anyway. I've got people, amateur fighters that I'm sparring with, so.
I'm going live. Someone said KSI can knock out Wilder.
No. I'm gonna put that right there. Nah. I'm good.
Who approached who after the first fight?
There was some talks before the first fight, but his manager, Liam, it was like once we went with DAZN in the States as well, this was the perfect product because obviously it's the same kind of way people are digesting content. It's a streaming service. You know, these people, this audience are very tech savvy, and you know, it was just the success of the first fight. Like, you can't ignore it anymore. That was the thing, and if you ignore it, someone else is going to do it.
Right.
So we wanted to be the ones that did it.
So his camp reached out to your camp?
Yeah, a bit of both. A bit of both.
Okay, so you got an opinion on Wilder Fury 2 when that happens?
I'm not really sure with that one. I know Wilder is he's a funny guy because like his technique is but man, he's got a hand of God. Like, he touches people and they just drop. So I don't really, I guess if Fury is just on it 110%, like focused, and doesn't like fall into any of his traps, then I think Fury should win it. But like, if he just gets a bit lazy or a bit too cocky or confident or overconfident, then I think Wilder might be able to like sleep him again. And I don't know if he'll wake up this time, so we'll see.
Joshua and Ruiz are fighting again.
Yeah.
What was your reaction the first time you saw that fight? What was the room like with KSI?
Well, I mean, I saw Ruiz. I saw him fight previous fights, and I knew he was like a guy who likes to get up close, pressure his fighters, and just work his men. So when I saw the fight, I was like, oh, okay. If Anthony Joshua is smart, I guess he should just, like, stay on the outside and just pick him off. And he did well with, I think it was like uppercut and left hook or something like that. And it just dropped him. But obviously, Ruiz just got back from it. It was 9. And then when AJ started like really pressing and started like getting close range, at that point I was like, oh no, like it's a bit like this is what Ruiz likes, this is what he enjoys. And they started swinging, and AJ got caught, and obviously the rest is history. But I still think AJ's gonna win the rematch. So
you obviously know your boxing. You kind of had an idea. You knew Ruiz was the real guy going.
Obviously everyone just saw him as a big fat dude, and I was just like, come on, man, like you've got to like study people. You can't just look at how they look and think, he's gonna lose, or look at AJ and be like, oh look, he's so chiseled, blah blah blah. He'll never lose. No, it's not all about that. It's all about boxing IQ. Boxing IQ is so important, and you could be the fattest person and destroy someone who who doesn't know how to box but is fit as hell. Like, it's not all about being super fit, being super strong, being super fast. There's just so much more to that, and I've just learned that over the years of boxing. So.
And you said you have Joshua winning the rematch.
Yeah.
How does Joshua have to approach the rematch to?
Well, seriously, he needs to take it seriously. He needs to make sure he cuts out everything. Same with me, like with the distractions, cut out distractions, and just focus and just prove to everyone that he is the best heavyweight in the world. So,
Strategy-wise, what does he have to do in the ring?
stay on the outside. I guess body shots to slow him down. Slow he's down, so he doesn't pressure him as much. He needs to be fit, like lose a lot of weight. He's already losing weight, but lose weight so he's able to just move around freely. And just body shots, come some to the head. A lot of jabs. Make sure to push him off him, to stop him thinking too much. And just dance around him, man. Like pretty much how Billy Joe Saunders fought against the French guy, I forgot his name. Lemieux, yeah. Pretty much similar to that. Dance and you don't have to knock him out. It's not all about knocking someone out. It's about getting the W. So.
You know you're boxing, man.
Of course, I mean, come on, man.
You have time for a one-on-one?
I think that should be cool.